Hi Libra, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life circumstances. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I have in the description box down below, as well all the list of current reading services I offer. So Libra, as usual, I'll be channeling messages for the collective of your sign for this month of March, and then we'll tie it together with the cards. And Libra energy for the month of March. There's something a little bit strange about the circling influences around you. So you could be feeling suspicious, unsafe around people during this month in particular, or just not really able to sort out easily who to trust and who is like really supportive and positive influence in your life versus who isn't. I see you needing to make some sort of discrimination around relationships. There's an evaluation and a filtering around the relationships you give energy to. Because some of you Libras could be mixing things where you might be assuming or confusing information. So it's like some of you could be assuming someone is not trustworthy or your friend when they are, and others could be depositing a lot of trust in someone that might not have your best interests at heart. So there's a little bit of tests around discernment and your ability to see beyond what's presented right now. And I also feel like there's a lot of masks that have been dropping already, so you could be a little bit suspicious because of this, because you have been through something already where that truth behind character has been shown, and so now you might take that to everyone you meet. That's the danger here, is you not being able to trust, or others you have been in a repeating cycle of learning the same lesson all over and over again around trusting the wrong people or being in the wrong crowds. Some of you are seeking validation, seeking integration within a group or within a community or within a sense of belonging. And there's something there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't lose track of who you are or your capacity to be. So there has been relationships that stripped you of your individual self needs, where you've not prioritized that aspect of your individual self in order to fit into a group, fit into a standard, fit into an expectation, however that might be. For some of you, it could have been even within family elements where you've been complacent around relationships within the family taking a lot from you, and there's something about you normalizing something that you shouldn't. And I feel like in the month of March there's this breaking down of it's like breaking down of energies, like a very slow but degrading influence, like taking things down so you can actually see them, so you can actually look at them properly. So you can feel different around people you used to be very hyped around. You can be also losing a sense of admiration or interest. With people you used to either highly value or put in that pedestal. And some of you Libras can also have an issue around this, where you put others in this very high pedestal and you below. And that's also a dynamic that needs to shift here. And for Libras that have been idealizing someone, that can be a source of delusionment, disappointment right now, because you're just understanding that all along this person is a human being and you are creating more of a character in your mind. But again, it comes down to the fact that you don't place yourself higher. So the month of March pulls you into this motivation to pull yourself higher, be more ambitious, more driven around things for yourself. For others, you already are in that energy of focusing on you and your goals, and you have learned your lesson around relationships and the priorities you tend to give, or over prioritizing other people above you or your needs. But as you're trying to do this, I see month of March pulling you into like tricks, traps in the path to see if you fall. So you might bump into people that hurt you, might bump into people that used to be this big deal and then it disappointed you, or you might bump into similar issues you thought you left behind, or old news, old references, family drama, things coming back around into your path to see if you fall, right? To see if you fall into this trap. Or for those of you that have recently, I see something here, like for some of you Libras, you have recently broken up with someone. It could be a lover or even a friend, family, like there's an exchange relationship. And you've done that, or that decision came to be exactly to prioritize yourself and your well-being and your health. And that person or situation related to that person you were estranged from might be resurfacing. And you're left with this very difficult decision or choice to make around this. Because I see many of you having a genuine conflict inside about this person or about the situation. It's like one side of you really feels drawn to it. The other feels hurt around it. There's something about the situation and how it hardened your heart space. Your heart chakra might be actually something that you're working to heal. And this person or situation is so triggering that you're questioning if their presence or their possibility to come around you is for a good reason, or it's to worsen or create further damage. So there's a lot of like questions around what will benefit you versus what will damage you. And some of you Libras need to take whatever is going on with your heart as a big deal. I also see many of you like not wanting to give it the importance, like trying to rationalize things related to your emotional self, your emotional body in particular. But you shouldn't diminish whatever activity lays there, even if it feels dormant. I see in the month of March you're going to start to feel things out of the beat, right? Out of whatever the circumstances have been for you emotionally in the last weeks or months, but it's like things starting to pull at you. And either that means that there needs to be some sort of purging as well, some sort of emotional expression of whatever, is sitting there, because you don't want that energy to fester, especially if it's hurt feelings, anger, rejection, denial. I don't know. I feel like there's something about so many things that you've kept inside, and now they're like they have built up, and they're taking space on a very precious side of yourself, and you can't contact or you can't connect with your life, especially like external world, the same way. So some of you Libras feel that you're not the same person, that there's something that changed as well within your being, and you're just wondering if that's, again, a good thing or a bad thing, or you're wondering if you can return to a more pure, innocent, loving state of being, or if whatever change or transformation happened with you, if it's permanent, you worry that I feel like for some of you, there's a worry around this, around something that happened permanently, changing you for the worse. But for some of you Libras, it's a good thing that you're actually getting to this awareness, because I feel like for some, the path to healing or to changing what you're not liking is through an uncomfortable, painful situation. So I actually feel like that's like the push or the kick to get you into either formats of healing, counseling, therapy, so many things that can be done. Because I feel like some of you feel like nothing can be done, and that might not be totally true. There could be help available. It's just that you're having a hard time pursuing help, because for some, you also don't know exactly where the problem begins and ends. Like, there's a whole web of messy feelings and situations here. But I'm sorry. I feel a lot of you Libras are trying your best to also like focus on yourself, which is a good strategy, but not without gaslighting your more vulnerable emotional side, Libra. I see a lot of you wanting to build something, so you could also putting a lot of your energy into actual physical work. There's something handy about Libra's energy in March, so you could be working a lot with your hands, you know. I'm feeling like energies of repair, like handyman energy, or working out a lot, being physical, being active as much as you can. But working with your hands, there's something here about that being healing as well for many of you, and you finding strength and power through the use of your skills or the use of something in which you feel you can make a difference. You know, I also feel like some of you Libras just want to feel that value, or want to feel like whatever you do, whatever you say, it does make a difference, either for the world, for your family, for a group you are involved with. You want to be seen and heard differently. But again, we go back to the issue of validation and how dangerous that can be without a strong core identity. So first work on the core identity, then I feel like it's going to be easier to receive whatever you want from the outside world, but you can't rely on it. There's something here about, you know, you can't afford to rely on other people as before. So there's also changes that happened or are happening in the way you see in the way you see help, in the way you see exchange of give and take flows. So you might feel like you just can't count on people. You know, maybe there's genuine situations of letdowns, people not doing their job, not doing their side of things, people letting you down, people failing to deliver whatever it was their part, right, to do. And you keep doing your part, and even sometimes even having to do the other's part. So that's what you need to drop. What it's not up to you to do, to fix, to solve. Overdoing for others and then feeling let down because they don't even appreciate it. That's what the lesson is here, for you to drop it, Libra. I also see like you could have like money on your mind. I see many of you worried with finances, but actually something going well for you. Yeah, if you focus. So there's also another thing about finances requiring a little bit of focus. So paying attention to spendings, earnings. I also see like you being very attentive, catching things in the air. So it's like an opportunity comes, and if you again are paying attention, you can catch it. And this means that there could be some things, opportunities coming with financial benefit if you pay attention. And so if you're sharp, your mentality is on place. I also feel like your work performance, for those of you that are like working really hard on something, there's something about you performing really well when you trust yourself, when you trust your abilities. But I also feel like for some of you, you're just after a new job, or you're after like a better paying job, or you're after something. The month of March, you might not feel like you have enough in the professional sense as well, but you are getting there. Is what I'm feeling like, because everything about this month is about you realizing things. Personal life, financial and professional life, spiritual life. You're just getting a lot of answers, a lot of perceptions into your field that differ from how you used to be, how you used to think, how you used to, work, how you used to relate. So let the energy sink in first, and take use. Like, there's something about you taking use and benefiting from the fact that things are changing. It does not have to be a bad thing. It's also about how you look, how you choose to look, the situation. I also feel like another thing is that for some of you Libras, you could feel actually like there's something about you, your body, your image, your appearance, that it's youthful or looking younger. So there's a vitality. I feel like the most protected energy for Libras this month of March is actually health and well-being and beauty, aesthetic, standards. I see you feeling like your appearance is changing for the better. So for those of you that have been working out a lot because you have certain body goals, I see you reaching them. Or any kind of physical appearance goals you have, you're going to meet them. I also see you taking something. It could be supplements. It could be like a specific diet or routine you're following, and you seeing immediate positive results. I also feel like the fact that you could be working on your appearance just makes you feel much better. So whatever is going on, whatever chaos might be happening around you, you still, when you feel good, when you look good, you feel good. And so you're able also to deal and handle situations much, much better. So don't consider like being focused on your appearance as something shallow or vain, because it does have a ripple effect, a positive one, over things. And I also see you making like some sort of nice presentation as well. So you're being seen, or you're being looked at as someone very attractive, both intellectually and physically, within something. I feel like some of you could be like going to school, going to going to places, hobbies, going out with friends, and meeting, like making an impression on a room is what for some of you Libras, you're making an impression on a room of people. And that might also make you feel good, or make you feel like whatever you're doing, again, in terms of your self identity and your self-concept is working. Others of you could be like entering something like friends with benefit situation in the month of March. Or you considering if you should or shouldn't do that, because you have here the High Priestess looking at the Three of Cups. There's two options here. Either you're considering if you're going to be like, maybe you don't feel ready to enter a serious committed relationship and you're more diving into the possibility of having like something more casual or something more like friends with benefits again, or you're wondering if someone is putting you in this place. I see you questioning as well the titles around relationships during the month of March, because I see you have here a pairing that's a spiritual pairing, the Hierophant and the High Priestess. They're married in a spiritual sense. It's the soul couple, but in your human 3D reality, you have the Three of Cups. So either you feel tied spiritually to someone and you don't feel available to give of yourself to a serious, again, relationship because of that. Either consciously or unconsciously, you might feel attached to another connection, or you have been living in a pattern of relationships that have nothing to do with your spiritual side and values and needs. So it's like something you're becoming aware as well is that you might have been relating with people in ways that don't honor your spirit. And so they were damaging, or they were hard, or they were unfulfilling because of that. Because there was a lack of genuine spiritual alignment between you and the connections you had in your life so far. And that includes love partners and friendships, because we do have the Three of Cups here. And that's why for some that have been working consciously on that, I also see you expanding. And in time, over the next 3 months in particular, finding new friendships, new collaborations, new groups, new systems, new connections, but aligned with your soul. Some of you Libras also have here, like the High Priestess and the Ten of Wands, show me you might have a burden around a secret you're carrying. You have something here weighing heavy on you related to a secret. Now, as I saw before, this could be like the things that are heavy inside of you that you're not unburdening. So whatever is in your heart that you're not letting out. But it could also be like a specific information you have, you hold, and you don't know what to do with it. But others of you, the final advice is for you to trust the vibes you're getting when you enter the rooms. You will know if you trust more and you connect more with your spiritual side, who to trust versus who absolutely you can't give energy to. So Libras, I hope you have an amazing month. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.